Hello, Nighthawks. I recently picked up a new project gun. I'm going to be taking it out today for the first time to shoot it, stock completely. I just wanted to give a quick overview of how it is before I do any modifications because it's going to be pretty much completely transformed given time. I've got some parts already, but it's not ready to fully assemble yet. So, as you can see, this is a Beretta, and it is the model 92 Brigadier Inox. So Inox being the stainless steel version, stainless steel slide, stainless steel barrel. The frame is in the white, and the Brigadier also has the more heavily built slide, dovetailed sights. I think these are Hogue overmold grips with the hex screws. And it's a standard model, so double action, single action with a decocker safety. You have embossed in here stainless and stainless with the standard 3-dot sights. At least that's removable, right? So this particular one is actually a California model. It was the only one that I could find. So it's a 10-shot magazine included. Not going to be keeping these, but I do still have them for now. So my intention with this pistol is, might as well get rid of this. My intentions with this pistol are to modify it to the point where I have a 1-to-1 replica of the Stars Samurai Edge. So it's going to be completely different after a while. Some things that are not correct on this versus the Samurai Edge is, of course, the Samurai Edge is a black with a stainless barrel. I went with the all stainless model because to get a stainless steel barrel for a black Brigadier would have been $200, and a stainless version of this gun versus a black version of the gun was a $60 upcharge, so starting stainless was probably the better way to go. So top to bottom, the things that are going to be changed are going to be the rear sight. It's not going to be this combat sight, it's going to be more of a Novak style, which I do have already. The engraving here on the slide that's marked stainless is of course not correct because it wouldn't be a stainless slide on the Samurai Edge. That's going to have to be removed. You can see here that black guide rod. That is a polymer guide rod. Not correct on the Samurai Edge. That's going to be a stainless steel guide rod. The engraving on the slide, of course, is different on the Samurai Edge. They have a front serrations to match the rear serrations. On this side, I believe it's going to say Stars Special Team. And on this side, instead of the model number, it's going to be serrated up here again. And I believe it's going to say Mod Samurai Edge. Law enforcement use only is what the correct markings are going to be. And of course, the slide needs to be changed to a black, or I guess a traditional gun blue, which would be like a dark, very, very dark navy blue. The frame is actually correct. This is actually built on an M9 frame because this is a USA made Beretta, so it doesn't have that wonky slanted dust cover. The correct Samurai Edge is off a 92F, which actually has a straight dust cover like this. This is technically an FS. Other changes are going to be extended slide lock. Not that this is hard to grab, but that is what the Samurai Edge has. It has an extended slide lock. This trigger is actually a polymer trigger. The Samurai Edge, I believe, is a metal trigger. There's two variations, one with a black metal trigger on the standard model and a stainless or chrome trigger on Chris's model. I don't know which one I'm going to go for. I already have a stainless trigger, but I might switch to black instead. But in either case, I'm going to go with a metal trigger. These Hogue grips are completely wrong. The Samurai Edge has wood grip panels that sort of match down here in the bottom to create a magwell with like a textured insert in the center. And of course, these flathead screws because it's a gun from the 90s. So that's going to have to be changed out. Of course, I'm going to have to change out this butt cap right here. This is a lanyard loop. In order to fit those Samurai Edge grips, it needs to be a flat mainspring housing or mainspring plug. And I already have some 17 round magazines like this. I'm probably going to pick up some 15 rounders because they are aesthetically correct to the Samurai Edge. This one has a slightly bigger base plate to it. Purpose of it, just aesthetics. I would rather have these 17 rounders, but 15 rounders is correct for the Samurai Edge. And then of course the frame needs to be coated to match the slide, which would be either a dark navy blue or a black finish. Other modifications later down the road, or in the meantime while waiting on some parts to be in stock. I haven't shot this gun yet, so I don't know how it performs, but more than likely I'm going to change out the mainspring. I believe this one comes with the T style spring, which would be a 16-pound spring. More than likely I'm going to switch to a 13-pound spring. The Samurai Edge had pretty tight tolerances as far as accuracy goes, at least in game. So they had a certain accuracy that had to be met. I don't know if that's possible with this heavier spring, but we'll see. So probably a 13-pound spring going to go in there, and a updated trigger bar. Probably going to be Langdon Tactical on those since they're more competition oriented, but the Samurai Edge is a law enforcement pistol. I don't want to go too low on that, like an 11-pound or something like that. So more than likely going to go with 13-pound just to have proper ignition on all ammo. But yeah, that should be everything I'm going to update on this, but we'll see how it performs at the range. Oh, also, going to be comparing it with some other hammer-fired pistols that I have, some of comparable models, just to see how this competes out of the box with some similar models. So, to compare it, I'm also going to be shooting a CZ 75 SP01 Phantom. This is essentially a polymer frame version of the SP01 Tactical. It is also a double single action like the Beretta. This is decocker only. I would say this is a fair comparison. It's a double action, single action 9mm, double stack. And, you know, if you're talking $700, $800, $900 guns, I mean, CZ and Beretta are going to be your top ones in a double action, single action, as well as like the SIG 226 and stuff like that. But this is a good shooter. The other one I'm going to compare it to is going to be a 1911. So this is a Ruger SR 1911. Modified pretty much everything except the actual springs, the internals. But sights have been updated, grips, added a magwell, whatnot, trigger. This would be a single action only pistol, but I think it's still a fair comparison. It's a hammer fired metal frame gun. We'll see how the Beretta competes against these two models.